Cowboys for first place in the NFC East, which is why these fans are so excited.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Sunday Night Football! That's what stars the bull!
This is the best job in the world. Let's have some fun.
Waiting all day for Sunday night. Let's get it.
For Alec Pierce, he's got it! Touchdown! And he's loose! Touchdown!
I will not lose. This is my moment. You will not forget. This is for his
Playoff game, Eagles.
I am the future.
Shot by Hurts. Let's go! Hit by Criminal. Ball comes loose.
Do it again.
At the goal line. He's in. Unbelievable.
The games begin. It's showtime. Prime time. Let's games begin.
Howard with a house call.
That's a big boy play.
Cowboys win. Well, let it be known.
It's showtime.
Jalen Hurts, the MVP level play has taken place all season long, has led the Eagles to 5-0, and that's the NFL's last remaining unbeaten team. But tonight, he's got a challenge. He'll have to contend with Micah Parsons and the relentless Cowboys defense that has helped Dallas win 4 straight games. And that brings us back right here outside of Lincoln Financial Field, where we've got the fans, we've got the Phillies cheerleaders, we've got Swoop, you got Maria Taylor, you got Jason Garrett, you got Rodney Harrison, and believe it or not, the fans actually want to take pictures with these guys, despite the fact that Jason, as a head coach, was 11-9 against them. Ooh.
Go ahead.
Yeah! What are some stories you remember about coming into this place? We always hear about the fans, Jason.
Hey, Maria, I have played or coached here 25 times in my life, and this place is always nuts. I've been here when eggs have been thrown at buses, golf balls are on the field. My most vivid memory, though, we're leaving here one night after we beat them, and there's a 75-year-old woman in a Ron Jaworski jersey in front of our bus giving us the finger. It was unbelievable. This place is crazy.
Sounds like those fans. Where we at? And for me, I love coming here, interacting with the fans. It's just so crazy because they yell at you, they throw things at you. It's so terrific.
And that's the type of thing that Rodney feeds off of. Check this out. Second year in the league, gets an interception. He starts pointing to the fans, Eagles fans.
Well, the guy, he was cussing me out. He was yelling at me.
And you were saying, what, pleasantries back to him?
I just told him, I said, you don't want to step on this football field, so just stay up in there.
Meanwhile, let's have a conversation about Rodney showing up in midnight green to support the Eagles today.
This is not midnight green. This is peacock blue. What are you talking about?
That's what it looked like to me. But the last time that the Eagles were able to start 5-0 was Rodney Harrison and the Patriots that stole away their Super Bowl dreams. But meanwhile, the Cowboys are just going to come in and try to steal one away from the Eagles. How could they do that, Jason?
Hey, Maria, the best unit in the National Football League right now is the Dallas Cowboy defense. They haven't given up 20 points yet, and it starts with that defensive front. They're unbelievable up front, and their star player, Micah Parsons, is a difference maker.
Yeah, for me, it's Jalen Hurts, and I love Jalen Hurts and everything that he brings to the table.
All right, well, we are going to hear a little bit more from the head coach who is in charge of those Eagles, Nick Sirianni. He spoke with our Catherine Tappan.
Coach, year 3 for your quarterback, Jalen Hurts. What is one specific area of growth that you've seen from him?
I see him just making really quick decisions with the football and knowing where to go with the ball. You know, that's what happens when you add reps, and you know, he keeps seeing the same thing over and over again for different plays. He knows where to go with the ball, and he's just making great decisions with the football, and he's doing it on good timing.
Tonight marks yet another chapter of this NFC East rivalry, and there's been no shortage of bulletin board material throughout the week from both sides. Do you tell your team to embrace it or try and tune it out?
I think that one thing that's really special about this division is, like, this is the one division that feels like college football, right? Where you get the great rivalries with the Giants and with the Cowboys and with Washington, right? So it's pretty special to be a part of, to be quite honest with you. But you know, at the end of the day, like, no opponent is going to motivate us more than what we want to do for each other. And so it's always about ourselves. It's always about what we want to do. We don't want to let each other down. Coaches don't want to let players down. Players don't want to let coaches down. And players don't want to let each other down. So it's always about each other, but it is special to be in this division.
Special to be winning in this city right now, too. Coach, enjoy this one tonight.
Thank you.
If it's like college football, I hope it's just like Tennessee, Alabama. But we leave the goalposts up here at Lincoln Financial Field. Plenty more still to come here, including my conversation with Jalen Hurts. He told me how growing up as a coach's son has prepared him to thrive as a leader in the NFL. Plus, we'll break down how Cooper Rush has been getting it done in the place of Dak Prescott. But all that's coming up a little bit later. Right now, we go back to the studio with Ahmed Fareed.
Oh, man, looking forward to all that, Maria. Holding down the fort for you here in studio with Tony Dungy and Chris Sims. Guys, huge game tonight. What are you trying to learn from this game tonight? What do you want to find out?
I'm going to piggyback off of what Jason Garrett said. He said Dallas's defense may be the best unit at all of football. I don't disagree with him. It's special. I want to know how good is it. We know it's top 5 good, but are we talking like one of the top defenses of all time type of good? I think they have that type of potential. They can almost win games by themselves. This is a different test tonight, though, Coach.
Well, we know this Dallas defense can rush the passer. I'm going to see tonight, can they stop the run? They're going to get a big dose of running game from Philadelphia.
It's been a real special day. We had plenty of big games up and down the slate today. Tony, what matters to you most from the early window of games today?
Well, I think the Jets are better than we thought, and I think
it's official.
The Packers aren't as good as we thought.
Right.
A lot of good things happening from that Jets offense, defense, young guns, just hustling, fighting, playing well, getting the job done. But Green Bay, boy, soft against the run, not getting separation in the passing game, a lot of struggles protecting.
Right.
This wasn't an upset.
No, it was not an upset. You're right. And my big thing here, Ahmed, is maybe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are not as good as we thought they are. Defense hasn't been as dominant as we've seen the last 2 years, not making as many plays. Brady and the offense, they're all over the place on a week-to-week basis, not scoring points, not making a lot of big plays.
My thing, I can't believe you didn't take this one. I think the Giants might be better than we thought. They're 5-1 now, beat the aforementioned Packers last week in London, beat the Ravens and Lamar, although Lamar had a couple turnovers late in that one, as we'll see. But they have won more games this year than they did all of last year, Chris.
Playing smart football, what fits their football team, and they're just making the game close, waiting for you to make a mistake, and they're very comfortable in those one-score games late in the fourth quarter.
Playing with a winning attitude.
Right. Winning attitude. Won 5 games so far this year. One thing I know also is the NFC East is maybe better than we thought it was going to be. A couple teams we have here today on Sunday Night Football showing that. The undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys, the rivalry renewed.
We had 3 Batmans on the team.
A.J. Brown.
I know y'all seen with the dark visor, but he just looked like a swole Batman.
It's a touchdown.
Devontae is a skinny Batman.
Again, he went skyward.
Yeah, that's skinny Batman.
Quez is a fast Batman.
Got the speedy Quez Watkins just blazing.
No Robins. We got no backups. We got no sidekicks. We got nothing but Batmans, and they boys fly.
What would be your Batman?
That Batman, of course. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Gotham City, a.k.a. Philadelphia, where the Batman live. It's impressive because check him out. A.J. Brown, he has on a Batman shirt. They all do. Stretching out. That's impressive. We're taking it all the way to the end with the Batman saga. And let's talk about 2 of the biggest nightmares since Halloween's coming up. A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, they've combined for 789 yards so far this season, Jason.
Hey, Maria, Philly can run it. So when you run the ball well, you get one-on-ones outside, and those 2 Batmen, they're killing it. The swole Batman, A.J. Brown, what a great addition. He's physical, he's tough, contested catches, run after the catch. And then the compliment, Devonta Smith, he doesn't have to make contested catches because nobody's ever around him. He's quick, he's fast, he's a great route runner. What a combination. Jalen Hurts lighting it up to those 2 guys.
And if I'm the Dallas Cowboys, I'm putting my best corner, Trayvon Diggs, on A.J. Brown. And Trayvon, he's got tremendous instincts. He's got great ball skills, but he has to do a better job of playing more consistent. And this is a shallow crosser from Cooper Kupp. And this is just a simple shallow cross. It should be a 6-yard gain. It goes for 75 yards. He tries to intercept it. He just has to start making some of these routine plays a lot more.
Yeah, he leads the team with 2 interceptions so far. But when we opened up the show, Jason was talking about a 75-year-old giving him the bird. Rodney just went toe-to-toe with 9-year-old Lee over here about Super Bowl rings. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, let me be real, Maria.
Okay.
He was screaming at Jason talking about how many playoff games. And I asked him, I said, little kid, how many playoff games have you won?
You better go give Lee a hug.
He's got red hair, too.
Lee a hug.
He's a Rusty.
That's
he better watch his mouth.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Folks.
I'm here for it, all right? Let's get it back to the studio where it's a little bit safer. Ahmed, Chris, and Tony, take it away.
A little bit safe. Are we worried that Rodney's going to get in a fight out there? I can put it past him. He can put it right. Cowboys can make plays in the secondary. They can make plays in the pass rush. The Eagles present a different challenge, though, in the way they run the ball here, Tony.
They really do. And you heard Jason talk about those Batmen on the outside. Right. They get a lot of one-on-one coverage because this Philadelphia offense forces you into putting 8 men near the line of scrimmage to handle the running game. You're going to see Harrison Smith, the safety from the Vikings, come down. This is a true triple option, Chris. It's a run, pass, read. Line is block and run. They're going to take care of this, and they're going to read these two guys and see what happens.
Right.
And right here now, Jalen Hurts can keep the ball. He takes care of that. Jalen Hurts has it. Harrison Smith has to play pass, and that opens it up for the quarterback.
That's the impressive thing about their offense, Ahmed, as Coach is explaining. They got answers for everything, checks and balances for everything. You overplay one area, they got an answer for it, and, of course, he's dangerous.
And they got a quarterback who can run over 3
Right, he can squat 600 pounds. They better lean on that running game, though. That's the one thing for sure. We know the defense for Dallas is awesome. They got a great pass rush. They want you to throw the football. That's what they want. Then Dan Quinn can unlock all his crazy blitzes and those great pass rushes can get after Hurts. Run game key tonight.
Slow them down with this type of running.
Right.
Yeah, a different challenge. Be interesting to see how they face and handle that challenge. Now, we want to let you know, earlier this year, the Eagles started Pennsylvania's first ever flag football league at the high school level. The club is hoping to grow the league with the ultimate goal of making girls flag football a state-sanctioned sport. Welcome back. Let's get you to some highlights now. Starting in Cleveland, Patriots in Browns. The Patriots are back, Chris, with rookie Bailey Zappi. Although when you have a running game like this, that helps.
Well, that's right. I mean, he played really well, but this is 3rd and 10. Running up the middle, touchdown. That certainly helps, no matter what you're playing quarterback, Ahmed.
Ramondre Stevenson with a 31-yard touchdown. Here's a 31-yard touchdown. Zappi to Hunter Henry.
The Browns trying to defend the run game, overplaying it all day. Wide open receiver. Zappi was good, and the defense for the Patriots was really good as well.
Not even that close. Bill Belichick tying George Halas second all-time in wins by an NFL head coach, including the playoffs. Jaguars and Colts close late in the 4th. Trevor to Christian Kirk.
Yep, little read option down there. Throw the ball, get the lead.
Pretty good game for Trevor Lawrence. Pretty good game for Matt Ryan, though, too. Wow. 3rd and 10. Michael Pittman, first down.
Big play to Pittman. Ryan threw the ball a lot. Had to throw the ball a lot today.
Threw the ball 58 times, 389 yards. They did not settle for a field goal here. Ryan to Alec Pierce.
Went for the jugular when you thought they were just going to run it, set up the winning field goal. Big play for the win.
Colts big-time win.
Go, Frank.
27. 3rd straight loss for the Jags. Bengals and Saints. We got Joe Burrow is back.
He's sporting that Jamar Chase jersey there, Ahmed.
Jersey for
I'd say he might want to go to him today.
There's no doubt. If it's one-on-one, he's going to number 1.
Well, they needed some of that LSU magic here. Burrow to Chase, 15-yard touchdown.
Well, that's right. And it really was. It's as simple as what Coach just said. When he had one-on-one coverage, they're throwing to this guy. And I don't blame him because he can do this right here, Ahmed. Oh, great. 10-yard curl route, break a tackle, go afterburners down the sideline, touchdown Bengals.
Jamar's family was there. He's a local guy. So, yeah, it did feel like that national championship game from 2019 for Burrow and Chase. They got the win. They come back to beat the Saints 30-26, the final score. One more game to show you. Bucs and Steelers. Close game, second half. Kenny Pickett here hit by Devin White on this throw.
Yeah, big pressure. Ended up getting hit helmet to the turf there and had to leave the game.
A concussion for him. So Mitchell Trubisky back in after starting the first 4 games this season, and he is expanding the lead, finding Chase Claypool.
Big play. Steelers making the big plays today. Bucs did not.
So this was maybe one of the rare ones here. 11-yard touchdown to Leonard Fournette. So the Bucs tried to get back in this, needed the 2-point conversion, but everything was just so hard for them.
Yes, and this was kind of the story of the day. When they needed the big pass play, it wasn't there. Steelers defense comes up big.
Yeah, and when the Steelers needed a play, they got it. Mitchell, again, to Chase Claypool.
And this was just a great improv by Claypool, turning up, making the big catch to really seal the game.
Steelers and Mike Tomlin upset win. Tom Brady, your thoughts?
We didn't earn it. We didn't earn the win. So it's a game of earning it, and it's a game of playing well and performing well, and we're just not doing a good job of that. I don't think we've done it for 6 weeks. And I think we're all playing less than what we're capable of, and we've all got to look at ourselves in the mirror and figure out why.
Just one touchdown in this game for the Bucs, fourth time this season that they have scored only one touchdown. So what's gone wrong with their offense?
Well, we're used to seeing Tom Brady for years and years with great timing, chemistry, and it just wasn't there today. They're not running the ball well. They're getting in a lot of long yardage situations. And when he had to make throws in tight coverage, it just wasn't there. Pittsburgh was all over these.
They did a really good job of making him feel uncomfortable. And you can see here, he was antsy in the pocket throughout the day. Then when he did get protection, he wasn't expecting it. He'd miss a throw like this there. They're an offense trying to find their way. I think they started the year trying to run the ball. Now they've gone back to the pass game. We're used to seeing them making big plays in the pass game, or like what Coach said, they just get surgical if the pass game's not there. And none of it's not there right now, let alone the defense isn't the same right now either.
Credit to the Steelers. What a bounce-back game for them. All right, time to bring in Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk. Washington not in action today. They played Thursday, but Mike, there was an extensive report also on Thursday regarding Daniel Snyder's status as the owner. What can you tell us there?
Well, the NFL already had a meeting of all teams set for Tuesday in New York. Officially, nothing about Snyder and his role as owner of the team is on the agenda. Unofficially, however, what will happen is late in the afternoon, there'll be a session with just the owners, and I'm told there is no doubt that Snyder's status will be discussed during that meeting of owners only. Doesn't mean there'll be a vote or any action taken, but he will be discussed. And remember, there are two pending investigations. Both the NFL and Congress are looking into allegations made directly against Daniel Snyder.
All right, thank you, Mike. Something to track in the next couple of days still on Pro Football Talk. Joel Embiid.
I bet you he's got some big hands to throw the football.
Catch radius?
Right. Big time. Back shoulders. Tall Batman.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
Well, only one undefeated team remains. It's the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're hosting the Cowboys for dominance in the NFC East. Just on an hour before kickoff, and a little bit ago, Jason had a chance to catch up with his former player, the Cowboys All-Pro guard, Zach Martin.
The great Zach Martin. You kidding me? How we doing?
What's up, Coach? How you doing?
Hey, curious, 17th time you're going against Fletcher Cox.
Yeah.
Take us inside what that matchup's all about.
Yeah, no, it's a tough matchup, as you know, each year, but it's something I look forward to. And, anytime we play Philadelphia, we know it's going to be a physical game. So we're looking forward to that again tonight.
Yeah, it's something else. We've been trying to block that guy for a long time, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
When he's 6 inches from you, do you get to know him? Do we talk a little smack on that line of scrimmage?
I'm not much of a talker, as you know, but, we have some friendly banter, I'd say, back and forth a little bit during the game.
Good stuff. Hey, we were together when Cooper Rush came in as an unheralded free agent out of Central Michigan, kind of a quiet, unassuming guy, and now he's done a great job for you. What's it like playing with Coop?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Coop, he's just level-headed, and he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low at all. So he keeps that feeling in the huddle right at neutral like we're looking for. So he's done an excellent job. He's got a ton of confidence. You can kind of feel that swag. He's starting to get a little bit. So it's been great to be out there with him.
When number 70 is his right guard, that gives you a little confidence. Way to go. Keep it going.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it.
Have a great game tonight.
Thank you.
I love the fact that you bring Jason Garrett on the road and all pro players just start casually walking up and down the field talking to him.
My guy right there.
Yeah. Okay, you talked about Cooper Rush. He's 4-0 as a starter for the Cowboys. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, what is he doing well to keep the train on the track?
Cooper Rush does not wow you physically. He's kind of a duck-footed guy. He's got slopey shoulders. He doesn't run that great. He doesn't have a powerful arm, but he's smart. He's prepared. He knows the game. He sees the game, and he's a great decision maker. He's one of those guys who understands the pattern versus the coverage. He goes through his progression. He progresses from the first receiver to the second receiver. And Rod, he's not one of these Charlie checkdown guys either. If he has a chance to throw the ball down the field, he sees it, he cuts it loose. He's made a lot of big plays down the field for the Cowboys.
And, Coach, the Cowboys know all of his limitations. So I think it really forces offensive coordinator Kellen Moore to play a little bit more conservative, run the football, and not necessarily take the chances that he would take with Dak Prescott at quarterback.
Hey, Rod, we interviewed the right guy, Zach Martin. He plays right guard. They're going to run this duo play, this double-team play behind him 5, 6, 7, maybe 10 times tonight to try to quiet down that Philly defensive front.
One of the only things I took from that is that duck-footed is a thing. I don't know. Was duck-footed? That's okay. I got you. But meanwhile, Cooper Rush, doesn't matter how he's walking. He's been able to lead this Dallas Cowboys team to 4 straight wins. We'll see if he can get another one against the Eagles here tonight at Lincoln Financial Field.
Football Night in America is brought to you by Applebee's. $1 for 5 boneless wings with any handcrafted burger. By Sky Rizzy. And by Corona Extra. Find the fine life. Live La Vida Más Fina.
Parker?
Man, look at this place. I'm living out my Hollywood dream. But I'm West Philadelphia, born and raised. Watching football was how I spend most of my days. So when I tell you I'm a diehard Eagles fan, you best believe.
I love y'all boys. It's a family, man.
Believe the way I do in this team.
Firing, touchdown!
Why? I mean, Jalen Hurts for one.
Hurts, magnificent!
You could say he's like the Fresh Prince of Liberty, Bel-Air. And here comes America's team.
1, 2, 3,
It ain't my team.
Busts up the middle. He broke the tackle. That's a big boy play.
Yeah, these boys are good.
Cowboys win. Never a doubt. Let's go!
But tonight, it's our time, Cowboys. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's go, baby. Woo!
Well, Philly fans are feeling pretty good. The baseball's one part of the story, the Phillies' success, but that guy's the other part. Jalen Hurts, who of course had the career at Alabama and Oklahoma, came in here as a rookie, started 4 games, was the starter last year, got him to the playoffs, but has taken a big leap this year. When you speak with Jalen Hurts, you get a sense of a confidence. The son of a coach, he's been through a lot. His steadiness, part of the reason Philadelphia is the last of the unbeaten teams in the NFL, facing their stiffest test against their rival, the Dallas Cowboys, 5-0 against 4-1 on Sunday Night Football. One injury note, Dalton Schultz, tight end, big part of the Dallas offense, out a late scratch with his knee injury. That'll be important for the Dallas offense, missing a key part. More highlights now. Back to the studio. Ahmed, Tony, and Chris.
All right, thank you, Mike. Looking forward to the call as always. Back to the highlights. Yes, indeed. We start with the Panthers and the Rams. Steve Wilkes taking over for the Panthers. Matt Rule fired on Monday. Tough go for the Rams in this one. We do see Allen Robinson getting into the end zone.
That's right. They need him to produce. The Rams offense is not very good right now. You said it. They struggled again today. And Allen Robinson at least showed up, and then we had a little Darrell Henderson sighting running the football.
Yeah, Cam Akers inactive, so Henderson muscles in there for the 2-yard touchdown. Rams do end up winning this one 24-10. Cardinals and Seahawks. The rookie Kenneth Walker III. He's the guy now, and he looks like the guy.
He did. He gave them energy and toughness today. Their offense had been revolving around Geno Smith, but today it was Kenneth Walker.
Rashad Penny suffered that season-ending ankle injury last week. Walker here, 11 yards out, second-round pick out of Michigan State, a touchdown, 97 yards, 19-9. No offensive touchdowns today for the Cardinals. 49ers and Falcons. Former Falcons OC Kyle Shanahan's first game back in Atlanta since he was named the 49ers head coach. Needed a plan for stopping the run.
Yeah, that was the story of the day. The Falcons ran the ball on the 49ers, and the 49ers could not run the ball on the Falcons. That led to Jimmy G having to throw the ball too much, and that's never a good thing for the 49ers. That's not how they want to play, Ahmed.
Pretty good day for Marcus Mariota. You saw one of his touchdowns there. Falcons get their 3rd win in 4 games, 28-14. Vikings and Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, real good news here. Cleared concussion protocol.
Good to see him.
Start next week on Sunday night against the Steelers here on NBC. So it's Skylar Thompson, the rookie, but he got hurt in this.
Yeah, he hit the turf here and got hurt, and that brought Teddy Bridgewater in.
Yeah, injured his thumb did Thompson, so Bridgewater in. The offense really could not get going in this one. Dolphins down by 6. Here's Bridgewater looking for Jalen Waddle. Find him, but we got a fumble right after it.
Yes, Waddle makes a big play, but Minnesota, for the 2nd time in 2 weeks, gets a big strip at the end when they need it.
Vikings trying to find that knockout punch.
Here it comes.
2 plays later, Delvin Cook, pretty good guy to go to for that.
Yeah, he closed it out here with a big run and got the lead. 5 wins for Minnesota.
53 yards out. Yeah, Cook, a Miami native, finished with 77 rushing yards and that touchdown that you saw Vikings get the win. Jets and Packers. Robert Saleh facing Matt LaFleur, who was the best man at Saleh's wedding. This isn't a way to treat your best man.
No, how dare you do this and disrespect his quarterback, too. Quentin Williams was everywhere for the Jets defense, the star of the Jets defense so far this season.
2 sacks, a forced fumble, blocked field goal. Next play, blocked punt.
Wow. And this was a defensive football game. You see the Jets were winning 10-3, but this put the Jets in the driver's seat and really put the pressure on the Packers in the second half.
Robert Saleh, he just wants someone to tackle. He's finding someone to tackle. First play of the fourth quarter, get it going on the ground. Breece Hall, 34 yards.
They got young playmakers all over the field, defensive and offensive side of the ball. Breece Hall, yes, he can score from 50 yards out. And the Lambeau leap, the Jet leap into the Lambeau Stadium.
Zach Wilson there, his boyhood idol, and Aaron Rodgers gets a victory against him, and Sauce is wearing the cheese head.
This is not going to end well.
Well, it did for the Jets. Did not for the Packers.
I'm just waiting for a Packer player to come over and knock that off.
Not a good day for Aaron Rodgers.
It's always been when we struggle, we're doing too much. So whether it's with Devontae Adams out there or no Devontae Adams, when we get into problems is when we maybe try and do too much. There's not a new thing that I'm saying here. This has been a part of every season.
Chris?
I just do too much. I don't know. They're not doing enough for me on the offensive side of the ball. What are they trying to get accomplished? It's 3- and 4-yard gains in the passing game. They line up and act like they can just line up and beat you into submission, and that's not the case.
Got to get those two runners going, and they've got to make some passing plays up the field. Right. Everybody's squeezing down, playing those short passes.
Right. At least for today, though, part of the problem for the Packers was Quinnen Williams and the Jets.
Let's not disregard what the Jets did.
No question.
Williams was outstanding today, and part of the problem is pass protection from the Packers. Their offensive line did not hold up in the run game. They did not hold up protecting the kicker.
Right.
They did not hold up protecting Rodgers. But give the Jets credit.
He's one of the better, 3 techniques in all of football right now. When he's one-on-one with a guard and pass protection, to Coach's point, you're not going to stop him. He's going to get pressure on the quarterback. He's the MVP of their defense so far this year.
Let's stay on this topic here. Time for a PFT update brought to you by Google Pixel. Mike, Robert Saleh said post-game that Quinnen Williams is, quote, playing at a different level, end quote. You talked with Quinnen after the Jets win. What did he tell you?
Well, he could have taken it an even higher level with a fumble recovery early in the game, but there was a moment where he forces the ball out from the hands of Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers, and then instead of going after the loose ball, he's more concerned about throwing his hands in the air to make sure he doesn't draw a roughing the passer penalty, and that is starting to get into the heads of defensive players. He told me he went back and looked at the Grady Jarrett hit from last week, the Chris Jones hit from last week, and he thought both of those were perfection. So what he's trying to do, and I think other defensive players will have this same mindset, just don't think about it. Just go play. If you get flagged, so be it. There's nothing you can do to stop it from happening. Obviously, the goal here is to keep quarterbacks healthy. Aaron Rodgers is not fully healthy. He had that thumb injury that initially happened last week. After the game today, Coach Matt LaFleur said that it's hurting, that he's battling through it, and LaFleur refused to attribute any inaccuracy from Rodgers today to that thumb. He said that would be making an excuse, but the injury, something to watch going forward.
Yeah, when healthy, Aaron Rodgers, one of the best quarterbacks out there. Speaking of great quarterbacks, we had Mahomes versus Allen, score alert. Mahomes magic, no. Taron Johnson with a pick to seal it for the Bills.
Big time. I don't think this is going to be the last time we see this matchup, but this was a lot of fun to watch. Mahomes and Allen going at it.
Get you the full highlights of that one that has just gone final, and much, much more later on in our show. Cooper Rush. Chris, he's looked like Patrick Mahomes at times this year, right?
No, not exactly.
Winning like. Winning like.
This is what happens when we get together.
This house is on fire!
Holy mackerel, they did it again!
And a sweet one it is. He's sacked. Welcome to the sack party, my friend.
This is what happens when we get together.
Caught in one hand. Parsons brings him down. He's going deep for Watkins. He hit him and scored. Down to Hungry.
This is Football Night in America, served by Applebee's.
All right, let's take a look at, Randall Cunningham, one of the greats, some old school jerseys that are being worn into Lincoln Financial.
That's my dude right there, Brian Dawkins.
That's
my guy right there.
All right, Brian Dawkins. Oh, the Phillies, they won the NLCS. They're still hype about it. I mean, the city never turned down. Okay, you got to be pretty brave to wear a Cowboys jersey.
Parsons and Reggie White.
Woo.
That's a future Hall of Famer.
Old school Reggie.
Speaking of Micah Parsons, there's our guy. He had 2 sacks, forced to fumble in last week's win over the Rams, and Parsons has been one of the main reasons this Cowboys defense has emerged as one of the most dominant units in the league.
The Doomsday Defense. This is how Doomsday played the game.
They say I walk like a king, talk like a king, make way for the king.
Can't get much bigger than this.
That we the best defense in the league, point blank period.
So give me the crown. They say I walk like a king.
He's set. Big play for the Dallas defense. The Cowboys shuts down the run.
Defense won championship, you know, it's us versus everybody.
Here's one of the great original Cowboys.
Being able to install fear, that's what we all about.
Dallas is dominating.
Hey, Doomsday defense of the 70s meet Doomsday defense of 2022. But it's been impressive. The Cowboys haven't allowed 20 points so far this season on defense. Rodney, how have they been able to pull it off?
Well, Dan Quinn, he's done a wonderful job, and he's done a great job of creating an environment of competition where you never can relax. You play hard, you play physical, and if you don't, the guy behind you, he's going to take your spot.
I love Dan Quinn. We worked together for a year. He's a fantastic coach. Such positive energy. He instills it in his guys, and he likes to move these guys around, but he'd be the first to admit to you, he's got the ultimate chess piece in number 11, Micah Parsons. The rest of the defensive line and those guys on the back end, they benefit from his presence.
Yeah, but Micah Parsons is just not outside. He can come inside and run the guy over. But it's not just Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. They have so many guys up front that they can rotate. The reason why we won back-to-back championships is because we had a deep defensive line. You can rotate these guys, keep them fresh, keep them healthy, and that's what the Dallas Cowboys have. This defense is awesome.
Hey, Rod, but it starts with 11. You don't have to know anything about football, and this guy leaps off the tape. You know why? Because he plays with Ha. You know what Ha is? Ha means Ha. You used to play with Ha. And you'll see it. You'll see it all over the tape, and that changes it. He's been a transformative player for this franchise.
6 sacks so far this season. That's tied for first in the NFL. My mama knows who Micah Parsons is. Nobody knows who defenders are. Let's bring back in Catherine Tappan, who's joined by Matthew Berry. Sorry. Who's with us in Philly.
All right, Maria, thanks so much. It's time now for the BetMGM breakdown with Matthew Berry. You heard about the Cowboys defense. Jalen Hurts, how is he going to measure up against them today?
Yeah, I think he's going to do very well. There's so many ways that Hurts can beat you, with the arm, with the leg, behind one of the best offensive lines in football. Jalen Hurts has had over 300 total yards from scrimmage in 4 out of 5 games this year. Philadelphia is a big reason why the Eagles are second in total offense this year. Yes, it is a very good defense, but I still think that Hurts does what he did last year against this defense, which was good last year when he had 361 total yards the last time he faced Dan Quinn's defense.
Meanwhile, Ezekiel Elliott, not a ton of splash this season. A lot of work, but not for a lot of yards. So how is he going to go up against this Eagles front tonight?
I think he's going to struggle. It's so weird. You mentioned all the work, and yet it hasn't been in the receiving game, right? He has only one game this year where he has more than 2 receiving yards. Super weird. And then you mentioned the Eagles defense. Philadelphia has not let a running back have over 65 yards from scrimmage in any game since week 1 when DeAndre Swift did it. You think about the fact that Tony Pollard's playing 44% of the snaps. So yes, I don't think Ezekiel Elliott gets to 65 scrimmage yards. He's not going to break the streak. Tough game coming for Zeke.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. New customers can sign up on BetMGM with bonus code NBC150 and get $150 in free bets instantly after placing their first $10 bet. Let's go back inside the studio and rejoin Ahmed.
All right, thank you, Catherine. So we've already mentioned that the Eagles' running game is strong. What does their personnel allow them to do that maybe other teams can't do?
Well, they've got good personnel, and I think Nick Sirianni is using them well. They've got a scheme that fits what they do. And I love what they do because they can be multiple. Yes. You can see here, running to the left with Jason Kelce, one of the most athletic centers in the league, pulling, getting in front of his running back, opening up holes that way.
That's right. 2 big road graders on the left side of that offensive line. Then they get into a formation, no back in the backfield. You're going, well, they're going to throw the ball, sure, right? No, not when they motion the back there. Now Jalen Hurts has the ball. They pull the lineman again. So they got a lot of answers to Coach's point.
And this is actually a running play, too, but it's an RPO. If those linebackers attack the line of scrimmage, now we can throw it one-on-one outside to those Batmen that we talked about. It's a very diverse attack, and they use everybody.
Yeah, I think that's what's exciting about the matchup. We know how awesome Dallas's defense is, how awesome that front is. They can make plays, but they have not seen an animal like this on the offensive side. Diverse. It's a great offensive line and great weapons on the outside.
It all fits together. You got the wide receiver stretch the field with Devontae Smith. You got the possession receiver in A.J. Brown. The 4th best rushing attack in the NFL do the Philadelphia Eagles have right now. 160 yards per game. We'll see if they can get that once again today. That'll be something to track. Can they get those yards? Can they get into the end zone as well? Bet MGM anytime touchdown odds.
Welcome to the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff.
We're getting set for Eagles, Cowboys. Dominance in the NFC East on the line for both squads. For the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles, their quarterback by Jalen Hurts making his 25th start. He has won 8 consecutive regular season games, looking to make it 9 and keep the Eagles undefeated. Cooper Rush, 5-0 as a career starter for the Cowboys. He's won 4 straight as he fills in for Dak Prescott. As we go on the field, presented by Hyundai. Mr. Garrett, I'd like to know what Michael Gallup will add to this Dallas offense.
Michael Gallup is a critical piece to this offense. He's like Gumby, Rodney. He's sneaky off the line. He's sneaky at the top of the route. He can go get the deep ball, and he can make that contested catch. He's a big piece for them going forward.
For me, I'm looking at big guy, Fletcher Cox, 11-year veteran in those trenches, Super Bowl champ, and I just love the impact that he's made on defensive tackle, rookie defensive tackle Jordan Davis, and looking forward to seeing him go up against Zach Martin, that all-pro guard.
Hey, how about the impact their center, Jason Kelsey, has made for the last 12 years? Outstanding football player. His toughness, his leadership is pervasive across that line and throughout this football team. He still has the quickness to get to the second level, critical for Philly's run game.
For me, it's Micah Parsons. I got a chance to talk to him, and I just went up to him and I said, I love the way you conduct yourself, just the way you walk around, because he is a good kid. But you'll see him rushing on the left side, the right side. They'll put him in the middle. They'll also put him as a spy on Jalen Hurts. I can't wait to see this matchup tonight, Maria.
And he thrives in moments like this for sure, just like the quarterback for the Eagles. In his 3rd NFL season, Jalen Hurts has emerged as the unquestioned leader of this team. And as he told me earlier this week, growing up as a coach's son around the game of football has had him preparing for this role nearly his entire life.
So, Jalen, I feel like something that certainly defines who you are is the way you grew up. Going to Channelview High School in Texas, dad being a coach. When you look back on those years, what do you think you took from it?
I think the whole entire experience, soaking in the knowledge of the game, the family environment the game brings, the importance of the relationship building within the game and the team. I saw all of that from a young age, saw how my dad handled it as a coach and as a father. You know, it's crazy because those were the best times. That being my daycare, my playground, just going out there having fun, and just being around the game. So that's a big part of my journey.
I spent some time talking to coaches just trying to understand who Jalen Hurts is, and I did a little bit of a compilation because I wanted you to have coaches' perspective on how they view you.
Okay.
So here's the coach.
It's impressive, I'll say, and I've never even said this before probably in my life, to watch the journey and know that it's because he made his mind up on what he wanted to do. And he does it, and he doesn't let any outside factors get in the way.
What does it mean to hear your dad say that?
Man, it's crazy. A lot of that comes from him and the way he raised me, and you know, he's been there through everything, and I wouldn't be where I am without him.
When you look yourself in the mirror as a man and you say, I'm gonna control the things I can control, that's how you get better.
Taking over a team, that's a real dream realized. Not just being in the NFL, but being the guy.
I give a lot of credit to my teammates and me coming out here earning their respect.
I love y'all boys, we a family, man.
I have one more message for you.
Okay.
Hey, Jay, I call him Bug. Dad coming here, he wish you the best. Take care of your business. Love you. Talk to you soon.
Who is Bug?
Bug.
You know, if I had to describe Bug and what he actually stands for, it's stoic perseverance. And you just take a good glimpse at his resume, and you know, he's the first freshman to start for Nick Saban at quarterback. Then his final season at Alabama, he ends up being the backup to Tua Tagovailoa. He doesn't throw a fit. He sits there, supports his team, wins an SEC championship, transfers to Oklahoma into another system, and finishes second in Heisman voting. And he said all of that adversity, he's turned into the fuel that he uses in locker room talks, the leadership that he has, and knowing that adversity's never going to slow him down, Rodney.
This is a young man that's gone through a lot, and he's always handled it with class, and he's always been a professional. And I got a chance to talk to some of his teammates, and they absolutely love him, and they believe in him because they know that he works hard, Jason, not just in the weight room, but in the classroom, and they love his toughness. Everything that he brings, the toughness that he brings, Coach.
Hey, Rod, when you work, you have a voice with your teammates, and you can see that. He's well respected. You see the improvement as well. He's always been able to move. The movement, vision down the field to make those throws. He's improved on his deep ball. He lays the deep ball and gives his receivers a chance to run underneath it. But this is the area as a drop back passer, seeing pattern versus coverage, going through his progression. The instinct to say, my first guy's there, I'm going to run, has gone away. He's progressing from 1 to 2 to 3. He's improved dramatically. These guys love playing for him.
Yeah, 10 touchdowns on this season, 6 rushing, 4 passing. I've been covering him since he was 17 years old. You're going to want to go watch the full interview with Jalen Hurts on our NFL on NBC YouTube channel. But for now, let's send it back to Catherine and Matthew.
All right, Maria, and it is time now for the Sunday Night 7 featuring a $100,000 jackpot prize. You heard all about Jalen Hurts. You know he's going to try to get the ball to someone like A.J. Brown, but who's going to have a bigger game tonight? Is it going to be A.J. Brown or C.D. Lamb, Matthew?
I'm going to say A.J. Brown has more receiving yards than C.D. Lamb, Catherine. Look, he's averaging more than 20 receiving yards than C.D. Lamb in every game this season. Everyone wants to talk about the Cowboys defense, but how about this Eagles defense that allows the 7th fewest yards to opposing wide receivers this year? Give me Brown over Lamb for receiving yards. I'm also taking A.J. Brown over touchdowns for C.D. Lamb. Sunday Night 7 wants to know who's going to score more touchdowns. A.J. Brown 3-1 in terms of red zone targets over C.D. Lamb. And you know what? I'd just rather have the guy catching passes from Jalen Hurts than Cooper Rush.
All right, no pressure on you. Just that's how it is, right, Matthew? That's how it is. All right, you can make your picks for free on the NBC Sports Predictor app. Go ahead and check it out. Ahmed, back to you.
Catherine, thank you. Back to the highlights now. Giants going for the 3rd straight win, hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
What?
This was a very good,
3 straight.
Giants are good.
Yes.
Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones, they needed him. They were down 10, 4th quarter. Here he finds Daniel Bellinger.
Yeah, I mean, this is what they do. They run the ball. They get Daniel Jones outside the pocket. He's been smart and throwing balls into tight windows off these play-action bootleg passes all year long.
Wink Martindale, the former defensive coordinator for the Ravens, now in New York trying to stop Lamar Jackson. Not on this 3rd and 1.
This is a huge moment. Coach and I could not believe this. They're going to get the quarterback sneak, first down. They line up wrong, illegal formation, which brings it to 3rd and 6, Ahmed. And I can't believe what I just saw here from Lamar Jackson.
So fumbled snap, and then he throws it over the middle late. Julian Love with the pick.
Julian Love, great job, great return. Lamar knows better. In this type of football game, we've seen him be so good in these type of situations. That was a careless decision right there.
Giants' first interception this season, Saquon Barkley from the 1. The Giants take their first lead of the game.
That's what they do. They just hang around. They just hang around and wait for you to make a mistake, and then they pounce on it, and then it happens once again. Kayvon Thibodeau, our top 5 pick. Way to go, G-Man.
Leonard Williams is there. Giants take over. They have won 3 straight. They are 5-1. They have won more games this year than they did all of last year. Chris Sims is enjoying it.
I am, very much.
While it lasts.
Well, yeah, hopefully it keeps lasting.
Many of you watching this game missed the beginning of our show. We forgive you. But in case you missed this game, let's catch you up. Bills and Chiefs. 5th meeting between Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. 3rd quarter, Bills up by 7. Mahomes to Mecole Hardman.
Unbelievable quarterback play all day. That was a bullet into traffic.
Just like they drew it up, huh, Coach?
Game tied at 17 after that. We go to the 4th quarter. Bills down by 3. Allen sacked by Chris Jones, but he is not happy about it. He's looking for a tripping penalty.
Yeah, he is, and I'm not sure what they ruled here. That maybe Chris Jones got pushed into him, but that was an obvious trip that did not get called.
So Chiefs ensuing drive. They're facing a 3rd down. Bills return the favor. It's Von Miller.
Rushing off the left side, getting the key sack to get the ball back for his offense.
1 of 3 sacks by the Bills. Miller had 2 of them. Bills get the ball back. They're driving. Allen looking for Dawson Knox, 14 yards out.
And you heard the sound effects from Chris Sims. This was a laser beam over a defender into tight coverage. Just a beautifully thrown ball.
3 touchdown passes on the day for Josh Allen. Too much time for Mahomes? Well, we will see. Last chance for the Chiefs. Rushed out of the pocket. Taron Johnson is there to seal it.
Bills defensive coordinator Leslie Frazier in the 4th quarter went to a spy. Matt Milano spying Mahomes, and that made the difference.
Big time call.
Very important. The Bills lead the AFC with a 5-1 record as you talk about home field advantage, perhaps in the playoffs. Time now for the Sunday night game flow presented by Progressive, and it is all about the winning quarterback today.
Well, I mean, both quarterbacks are phenomenal. We know that. But Josh Allen, I do think, was the one that won the battle, played the cleanest football game, and probably made the most plays where we went, whoa, throughout the game. And these two throws we're going to show right here. Cover two. Coach knows. I mean, it's an incredible throw in between the corner and the safety.
Look off and then throw it into the hole.
Right. The arm power is special. And then what they can do with his legs, right, Coach?
Yeah, in the fourth quarter when they needed plays, they got to some design quarterback runs. And that's not by design. No, I don't think he's supposed to jump over top of it.
The special talent, this Josh Allen, for sure.
He can do things that not every other quarterback can do out there, although Patrick Mahomes can do a lot of them, too.
Yes, he can.
The Sunday night game flow presented by Progressive. Take a look at the tail of the tape. So Mahomes goes over 300 yards as well. Did have a couple interceptions, 2 touchdown passes, but life was made difficult. We saw in the highlight by some of the pass rush by the Bills.
Well, opening night in L.A., we said they got Von Miller to be Mariano Rivera.
That's right.
Give me some 98-mile-an-hour fastballs in the fourth quarter, and he did that. He got the sacks when they needed him, Chris.
They haven't had this guy the last few years in Buffalo. And he got not only the hit we saw on Mahomes there, the sack here. He was around him throughout the football game, gets him to flush here. And Coach talked about this quarterback spy.
Flushed him to the spy, made the big play. But that's what they needed. That's why they got him. Hey, we lost to these guys 2-3 times in a row. We need that guy who can get the ball back for us.
If you're a Chiefs fan, though, you say, we saw this last year. Lost in the regular season to the Buffalo Bills, beat them in the playoffs. That's what you're thinking if you're a Kansas City fan. Peter King, who's in Kansas City, his Football Morning in America column is tomorrow on NBCSports.com. We'll include a conversation with Von Miller as we get you set for Eagles Cowboys. Counting down to kickoff in our game. Cooper Rush and the Cowboys in enemy territory in Philadelphia. These two teams meeting for the 127th time kickoff coming up. The best of Week 6 brought to you by Verizon. A lot of good action. The Bengals pulled it out against the Saints. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase connecting for a couple of touchdowns.
That's what it was in the second half. It was the Burrow and Jamar Chase show. Maybe this will be something to see here in the future. The big play Bengals, maybe they can get back on track.
Former LSU teammates back in the Superdome, site of the national championship back in 2019. Jets beat the Packers. Breece Hall tearing off a big one.
Slot reverse, second week in a row. Breece made a big play. Jets.
Jets.
James Kaminsky.
Third straight win since Zach Wilson returned. Giants beat the Ravens. Sims, we give you this just to gush about.
Oh, thank you. We haven't had a lot to gush about with Big Blue. Bad snap, and Lamar Jackson just makes a careless decision, big interception, and then Saquon Barkley with the go-ahead touchdown.
What the Giants do.
That's what we do right now.
Best start for the Giants since 2009. That's what you do right now. I like how you said that. Buccaneers, they lost to the Steelers.
The story of the game, the big plays they needed in the passing game, they just weren't there.
Steelers snap a 4-game losing streak. Tom not happy afterwards. And the game we showed you just moments ago, Bills and Josh Allen beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
I wish I could be that cool to where I could just stand there and point to people and then throw lasers around the field. Unbelievable play. And then, Coach, you said it with this play right there with the spy with Matt Milano.
Spy forced a quick throw, off-target throw, second interception of Patrick Mahomes today, sealed it.
Bills 5-1 now. That is the best of Week 6, brought to you by Verizon, the network America relies on. What does this rivalry remind you of right now?
Oh, it reminds me of Colts and Patriots back in the day when you played in the regular season. Whoever won got the advantage, tiebreaker for home field in the playoffs. Big win by the Bills.
Big win.
All right, time now for the home team picks, brought to you by Lowe's. We'll start, as we always do, with America's pick. Are they going out on a limb? Are they taking the favorite? The results are in. They're going with the favorite. They're going chalk. 63% going for the Eagles. Mike Florio, who you got?
Well, you know, DeMarcus Lawrence said this week, we don't know how good Jalen Hurts is because he hasn't played the Cowboys defense yet. I love Jalen Hurts. I really love the Cowboys defense. I'm going Dallas.
Oh, going Dallas. Going with the upset. Going against America's Mike Florio. I got on America for going chalk. I'm going to go chalk as well. I'll go with the Eagles.
Yeah. I look at it and go, I think this is the week the Dallas Cowboys miss Dak Prescott. The Eagles are just too much of a complete football team, in my opinion. I'm picking the Eagles in this one.
Well, DeMarcus Lawrence might find out how good Jalen Hurts is tonight. That's a diverse running game. I think the Cowboys are going to have trouble dealing with that. I'm picking the Eagles.
All right, so that's the feeling in the studio. Let's go to the people who are on site. Back to Philadelphia and Catherine.
Well, Ahmed, I'm a Jersey girl. I know this fan base well, and I'd like to get out of here alive tonight, so I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Listen, this game is going to come down like so many games to the quarterbacks, and Cooper Rush has been a great story, but he's not my ride or die Jalen Hurts. Go Birds. I'm taking the Eagles.
All right, let's see what Maria has to say.
All right, in case you haven't noticed, I pick whoever I interview that week, so fly, Eagles, fly. Rodney, who you going with?
Well, I got a chance to talk to some Dallas Cowboys defenders, and they said their game plan is stop the run, put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands and see if he can beat him. I think he can beat him. I'm taking the Eagles.
We've been talking about it all year long. Eagles, the most complete team. Simsy said it. I think Dallas has the best defense. Look for Philadelphia to run the ball and run the ball at Micah Parsons. I never thought I'd say this in my life.
But
fly, Eagles, fly.
Please feel free to hop on Twitter and get your guy together, Cowboys fans.
I love him. I took him in week 1.
He wore blue, but he couldn't pick you. Those are my guys. Those were tonight's home team picks brought to you by Lace. Okay, sweetie.
I'm 1-4.
I know. You're winning. It's almost time for kickoff here in Philly. Jalen Hurts and the undefeated Eagles are putting that record on the line against the Cowboys. The NFC East top spot is on the line. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, and Melissa Stark have the call after Carrie Underwood kicks us off. See you at the half.
This has been the Hyundai Sunday Night Kickoff. Spanish language audio provided by Telemundo Deportes. Or watch tonight's game in Spanish on Universo.